Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you guys are coming tonight. I am such a happy little camper. Yes, my name is Tammy, and welcome to my show. And tonight we're going to talk about filing a complaint against the state for not doing your complaint right. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today. And I hope you guys um, had a great day. I hope you're going to have a better week. And I hope this information that I'm going to give you will help you to navigate through the nutty farm they call special education. Just saying. So anyway, like I said, my name is Tammy Joy. I've been an advocate for like over 30 years. And every day I learn something new. Every single day, people. It's not just you. And you know how I learned how to do this stuff? By doing it wrong. You see, even though you do something wrong, does not mean it's a bad thing. Okay. You're learning. Okay. And every time you do something wrong, now you know, hopefully, how to do it right. Okay. Or you have some idea of which direction you need to go on based on the answer that you get from these people. Okay. So it's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but hopefully, with some guidance from me. Okay. And I'm going to be here now from now on every Wednesday. Okay. Unless something happens out of the ordinary, but this is where it's going to be. I have my equipment. I hope I'm not going to have any more technical difficulties. So this is where I'm going to be. If you have a question, you need to bring it here. Okay. If you believe that it's something that is personal, then figure out a way to ask the question. Okay. I am not representing any parents anymore. This is the forum that I have chosen to use to help you guys out. I wish that I had somebody like me, not that I'm the greatest thing, but somebody that knew how to navigate this thing, somebody that I could go to say, okay, this is what happened. What do I do? Okay. And everything you guys do is in bits and pieces. It's not one big schmalzel. Like my words. I make up words, guys. Just make them up. So anyway, you have to know that, for instance, okay. So I got this computer, and a friend of mine who first was a parent that I represented her son a long time ago. And now she's one of my besties. I only have two. Three at the best. But she's one of them, and I've known her for years. And she actually taught herself how to build a PC. Okay. She went to school for financial background. She works for a company that deals with people's portfolios, financial portfolios. She doesn't deal with anything with PCs, but she figured it out. She went on YouTube. She wanted to make a computer that would work for her in her best interest, not in some, HP's best interest that'll break in 30 minutes. She wanted to know how to do it. So she did it. And then she gave it to me. And then she explained things to me about why things work a certain way. For instance, I bought 5 cameras when I started doing this. 5. I got a GoPro. I have 2 DSLR cameras. I have 2 GoPro Logitech cameras, because I was listening to everybody. And what it wasn't the camera. I still have the same camera, but the picture's better. You know why? I have a better monitor. I have a better monitor, and I have a better PC. And because it puts it out faster, it's a better picture. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is this. It's difficult. I get it. But somebody's got to do it. And you guys, I'm telling you, this takes a long time. If you think it's long for you to do it, it's long for us to do it too. And then you guys get impatient and you want everything to get fixed today. And I'm sorry, it doesn't get fixed today, because the wheels of justice turn slowly. Look how long it's taken OSAP to handle Massachusetts. They sent a letter to them September 29th, said, hey, do this now. You got 60 days. So September 29th, 60 days later, they still haven't written the report on them. I have a link for that, by the way. So when they get done putting all the pieces together, what they asked Massachusetts to do, then what's going to happen is they're going to write a report about what they did, and then they're going to put a timeline on it. Massachusetts is infamous, okay, for writing corrective action orders on state complaints, and then that's where they lay. They just sit there and die now, because somebody else has to make it happen. So now the parents have to fight. First, they had to fight the school district because the school district was wrong. So then they fight, and now they're right. Okay, wonderful. They're right. What happens? Nothing. Because Massachusetts doesn't do jack doodly squat about their own corrective action orders. And it goes back years, years and years and years. This is always going on in Massachusetts. And I don't understand why OSEP hasn't taken their damn money. I don't understand. The kids aren't getting it for sure. So I don't understand. So I'm going to put some pressure on again. I'm going to find out some information because I'm sick and tired of this nonsense. This is stupid. Why are they getting paid for a job they didn't do? I just want to know. Because if I have that silly, stupid grant, this first time I screwed up, they give me the opportunity to fix it once, twice, 3 times, maybe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, you're not doing none of that to me. Okay? So what we're going to talk about tonight is, what do you do? See, you literally have to get the ball rolling. Okay? So you write a complaint. And 90% of what you alleged wasn't even investigated. And it's real easy to tell. You take your complaint and you look at their findings and you put them together. And if the math ain't mathing, it ain't mathing. It ain't mathing, people. Okay? So one of the things they have to do is investigate all of your allegations. They don't get to throw it out because it's too complicated for them, or it might hurt the school district. They don't get to not even justify why they took it out of there. That's what the other thing they do. They're supposed to give you a reason why they didn't investigate something. The reason why they don't give you a reason why they didn't investigate one of your allegations is because they're wrong. And they get in trouble for that shit. Okay, that's what's going on in Massachusetts right now. PRS they're crazy. That's the only thing I can say. They're crazy. I think they need IEPs. I seriously think we got this backwards. It's not the kids that need to be on education plans. It's the administrators of schools. It's the teachers. It's the Department of Education. They're the ones that need to figure it out because we got it figured out. We know what's what. We know. So I'm already on the rampage. Okay. But in order for you to I'm giving you this little history because before I go into it, because I want you to understand. Okay. The law says here, Massachusetts, or some state, we're going to give you this money, millions upon millions of federal funding for you to implement IDEA. All of the regulations, not some of them, not selectively, not when you feel like it, when you want to justify it any old damn way you want. We want you to implement this right here, all the time. And as a condition for you, in order for you to get this money from us, you have to sign this piece of paper and you have to say, we agree to implement 100% of the time IDEA regulations. That's all it says. They sign the state special ed director signs his name on it, sends it off. OSEP gives them the money. Now, there's this handy dandy little thing, and it talks about what the SEA's obligation and responsibility is, and the LEA. For those who don't know, the SEA stands for State Educational Agency, and the LEA stands for Local Educational Agency. Now, the reason why that is because it gets confusing after a while when a school district is calling itself something else other than the school district. They call them regional, or they call them whatever, or they call special ed directors pupil personnel and all kind of weird names to make them sound way more important than they really are. Okay? It's just not hard. You're a special ed director. Just deal with it. If you don't like your title, too bad, don't go for the job. It is what it is. But if for the feds, it's a way of making it clear cut. Here's the LEA, the districts, and here's the SEA, the State Department of Education. And that's another thing. So like in Massachusetts, it's called the Department of Secondary and Elementary Education. In other states, they're just called the Department of Education. You see, that's what I'm talking about. So in order for everybody to understand what we're talking about, SEA is the State Department of Education and LEA is the districts in the state. Okay? So under IDEA, the federal grant money says that, hey, state, you have to do this. You have to follow these laws. And tonight we're going to talk about the exact laws they have to follow. And it's very important that you pay attention to this, okay? Because those are the laws that you're going to cite when you file a complaint against the state because they didn't do your investigation right, okay? That's what we're going to talk about. Because I think a lot of you think that the complaint against the state is just a reiteration of your complaint and telling the state, but you didn't do this and you didn't do that. No. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the state in trouble for not doing their job. Because had they done their job properly, in most cases, the school district would be in trouble. Okay. The reason why they don't do it right is because they don't want the school district to be in trouble. Because if the school district's in trouble, guess what that means? They're in trouble too, because the state is obligated to monitor the implementation of IDEA with each school district in the state. Yes. And when they don't do that, it comes up in a complaint. So now when you write a complaint, what the state is doing is they're saying, well, we're not going to look at that one because that one's going to get our asses in trouble. Because we should have been watching them. When we asked them for these documents and the parent did this and they did that, we're wrong. We're wrong and the school district's wrong. We could lose our money to any of these coming on. Okay? We could lose our money. And what's happening, what I found out, and I'm going to find out from OSEP, when a state keeps violating the same things over and over again, and OSEP's catching them, not once, not twice, 3, 4, 5 times across a 6-year period, the state can lose their money because they're not listening. You see, they're not listening to the feds. This is a little short history for you guys to understand how this all works. Because like I told you a few minutes ago, had I known about how the computer works, I wouldn't have bought 5 cameras. You understand? I wouldn't have bought 3 laptops and a desktop. I see. I would have hit pay dirt and just got it right away and had it built. You see, but see, and it's okay that I learned my lesson. I learned a big lesson with my computer system. Okay, that the way I think about something doesn't matter because I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong about how I'm interpreting what's going on with my. Do you know how many times I wanted to throw my computer out the window? I live on the 2nd floor. How many times? I have had people tell me, Tammy, don't break your phone. Do not snap that phone in half. Do you know how many times I've actually done that? And it's not the phone's fault. Okay, for instance, I have Cricket. I'll tell you another story. I have Cricket. Okay. So every time I went to pull up Cricket, if anybody knows about Cricket, every time I went to pull up this thing called Design Space, which is a grid that comes up as when you buy Cricket. Okay. It's part of the program in making the designs. Okay. It took 10 minutes for that thing to come up. Do you want to know how fast it comes up now? When I blink, it's already on. That's because, and did you know how many times I wanted to call Cricket and cuss them out? Wasn't even their fault. Good thing I did. So you see, when you know, things start falling into place. Okay. It's hard. I know. But I'm going to see if I can do this. And then you guys have to ask me questions. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to try to anticipate what you might want to know. Now, while we're doing this, you guys can ask me other questions too, because it's part of this. Any questions that you guys have is part of this because it's about filing a complaint. It's about whether or not a school district is doing what they said they're supposed to do. So any questions you ask me, okay, about what may be going on at your school could end up being a complaint that you file. And let me let you know one more thing, and then we're going to get right into it. Filing a complaint was designed for parents to make it more affordable, cost effective, and efficient. Okay. A complaint takes 60 days from the day you file it. 60 days. That's it. There's no witnesses. There's no hearing dates. There's no postponements. There's none of the crazy nonsense that goes on. There's no motions. There's no responses to motions. There's no hearing officers. Okay. It's just you wrote the complaint and now the state has to investigate. That's it. Okay. The state thinks they get the piecemeal idea. Anything, if they, I'm going to show you, as we go along, I'm going to show you all of the stuff that under IDEA, if they violate your rights, you can file against them. I can show you where it says that. And when you file a complaint, as we get into this, you have to use this paragraph in every single complaint that you write. It's the header. Okay, it's the first paragraph in any complaint you write. Even it's the first paragraph you write, even in a due process complaint. And I'm telling you this, filing a complaint is cost effective to the point where, other than you filling out the paperwork, doing all the work, you're done. There's no lawyers. There's no advocates. There's nothing. Okay. The best way to learn how to file a complaint is to file a damn complaint. Just file it, because you can always reframe your complaint and refile the same complaint. Okay. There's a way you have to do it though. Okay. Took me a long time to figure that one out too. So as I said, we're going to talk about a few things. So I'm going to show you about these laws that says exactly what the state has to do. When you file a complaint against the state, you want to go after the state for not doing their job in investigating your complaint. Okay. So what we're going to do is, let me see, share the screen. Let's see. What I want is a window. There it is. Okay. Now, you guys have seen this. But tonight we're going to talk about the exact laws, okay, that are part of your complaint when you file against the district. Okay. This is that September 29th letter. Okay. Remember that? Yeah. This is the bad letter from Massachusetts. Now, for the record, states get these letters a lot. It's not like the Massachusetts is the only one, but Massachusetts is, they're right up there though. They're right up there with the badness. Okay. So this letter basically talks about this. What I want to focus in on are the regulations that are in this letter. Okay. So it says here, as we have discussed during our monthly meetings. So Massachusetts is having monthly meetings because they're bad. You don't have monthly meetings with OSEP. Everybody doesn't have a monthly meeting with OSEP. Only schools that are under some kind of enforcement. Okay. And I'll tell you about the enforcement stuff later. But only states that are in some kind of enforcement that the feds had to come in and say, this is what we're going to do because, you're not wrapped too tight. So we're going to do this. Okay. Because you're dumb. Wait a minute. I'm writing it. Oh my God. I didn't even see you guys. I didn't even. So let's do. Shoot, I have a board meeting in 20 minutes. Okay, take your time, honey. Hi, Amanda. I gotta say my highs. Hi, Alma, Leslie. I'm so glad my son's district didn't comply with any of his IEP. Filed a state complaint. The district wants to mediate. Okay, what do I ask for? Everything in your complaint. Everything. And that'll stop the mediation code. Now, what you have to remember, okay, now I got to go over here. Okay, wait. How do I do this? Oh, yeah. Stop the screen. Okay. Leslie, what you have to remember is once you sign that agreement, because what they're going to try to do is cucker it right down to nothing. Okay. So they get away with doing everything that they did because it's a mediation agreement. So what you have to do is when you filed your complaint, you had a remedy. Okay. You go to the mediation with your remedy. All right. And you say, you want this, you want everything in your remedy. Now they're going to try to say, well, no. Well, then we're done. Get up and walk out. You're done. And then you contact the state and you say, mediation was a complete failure. Keep moving. And you put it in writing and you CC whatever OSEP, wherever you're from. Okay. You send it to OSEP and you let them know that you just told them, please proceed. They're stupid. Okay. So you tell them you want everything. And you're going to get a mediator. And the mediator is going to say, well, you tell the mediator, listen, I want what I want. Because I know this. Are you, Leslie, where are you? What state are you in? Yeah, OC is a hot mess. Oh my God, I remember the cameras. Shut up, Amanda. Parents need more people. Mwah. Thank you, Alma. I'm grateful you taught me everything I know. Honey, I ain't done teaching you, girl. So I'm waiting for, okay, God. So devastating in Massachusetts. We'll have to homeschool. Homeschool's not a bad thing, okay? I'll tell you about that too, because I found out some new stuff about Massachusetts and homeschooling and Chapter 71B, and you can't unenroll your kid. Even if your kid's getting IEP services, you tell them you want IEP services in the home funded by them. It can be done. I can send you the law. Okay. Best of luck, Amanda. Amanda, where are you going? Where'd you go? And oh no, OSEP ain't no. I mean, OCR ain't no good. We're going away We follow the phrase. Yes, right. What about when they told you you cannot appeal their letter of resolution? You can't. But see, this is okay. Because I'm a okay. Let me tell you what I did. First, we're going to do this because I missed all of the things I thought I was on, but I wasn't. So, okay, let me tell you what I figured out. Okay, yes, because I cussed them out about that. It's Massachusetts, and they have this law that says the what do you call it? The final findings are final. You can't appeal. Yeah, but you know what you can do? You can file a complaint against them for not doing their job right. That's how I figured this out, and that's why, because of that stupid law. Okay. I don't understand how they can even have that. It doesn't make any sense to me. And OSEP really hasn't answered that question. So now I got to be a haunt, and I got to tell them, you got 2 seconds to tell me how this is possible. They are, is it under IDEA? Because I didn't see it. Is it, because this is hurting parents. So now they're forcing hearings because they're stupid. Okay. And you go to a hearing, you know what'll happen? If you file your appeal right, the judge will remand it right back to the wombats, the hearing officers, and make all of this go away. That's why you guys have to learn how to file against the state. And then they'll stop doing that stupid nonsense. Okay. They'll stop doing it. But that's how I figured it out. Oh, really? You want to play games? I'm going to show you a good game. Did you guys get the dispute resolution memorandum? Did you get that? I need you guys to tell me if you got that. Yeah. Hi. Yes. I'm following her 3 years. She's on. Christine, who asked me that question? So, okay. Massachusetts. There was another lady. Who was it? I just saw her. Leslie, are you in Mass? Okay. Hi, Christine. You made it. You'll love him. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay, guys. Wait. Shannon Lopez, how you doing? What if you filed a complaint? Where'd you go, Shannon? What if you filed a complaint? They are found in non-compliance. You file another state complaint, and the same things continue to happen. What you have to do is you have to, okay. There's something that you're not saying. Okay. See, these are the questions I love. This would be a great thing to do for a round table for you parents to come. I'm trying to figure out. Now I got my setup. Now I could do this because I couldn't do it before. It's a hot mess. Okay. So Shannon, what are you talking about? Okay, Shannon. So what you have to do is you have to go look at your 2 complaints. What were the issues? Look up the law. Now, what you guys need to do is learn how to look up OSEP letters that support your position. You have to find things that support your position. They're no good, I know. Okay, you know what? That's it. Because the only way I'm going to teach you guys really how to do this is so you can bring. So Shannon, let me ask you a question. If I did a round table with about 10, 15 people, it's free. I'm going to do it for free. You guys come, you bring your IEPs. It will be a big group of people, okay? The only people that can come are the people that I invite, okay? So it's not going to be open to the public, is what I'm trying to say. So if I do this, will you guys come? Because I'm not going to sit around and do this stuff and then you guys come on here. It's hard for me to answer that. Some of the questions are hard to answer because my answers are based on what you're asking me. Okay. It's not, I didn't read anything and I have no intention of reading anything. I just don't. I don't want to do that. Son lost his placement due to attendance and my advocacy. You can't lose that. The only way you can lose it is if they fight. They can't take away. He had serious medical. They can't take it away. They took it away. That's a violation. You know, Massachusetts has got in trouble for this, right? He had serious medical this fall. Team made redetermination of residential placement as if he was truant in 7. Lawyer from Leslie. Cat Lyons. I know Cat. Tell Cat Tammy said hi. I love Cat. The lawyer for the school was Cat Lyons. Blamed for bringing him to the hospital. Cat Lyons blamed you for bringing him to the hospital? I'll kill her. during school seems a violation of his ADA. It is not. None of that stuff that you just told was true. You tell Cat Lyons, Tammy Joya said, based on that, you read her that and you say, Tammy said that's not true. First of all, you tell Cat Lyons to ask her for a copy of the evaluation and the consent form. This is how you get, this is what I get now. See? We got to do the round table. Okay, you tell Cat Lyons, Tammy Joya said, to provide you with a copy of the consent to reevaluate your son that changed his placement. Tell Cat Lyons, Tammy said that. Tell her, I'm telling you, tell her. Tell her you want the consent because that's a violation. They cannot change it. I don't care. The reason why he's not in school is because of his disability. They're blaming him for his disability. So they take away his program. You tell Cat Lyons, I said she better put him back. She better put him back where he goes in that school. He wasn't truant. He was in the hospital. You can't be truant if you're in the hospital. Tell her, good. You'll file an OCR complaint, and that's what you're going to tell OCR. Really? Really? Tell Cat that. I learned from all the questions because they're district. Yes, Alma, they are, honey. They're stupid. Listen, guys, this is what you have to do. For instance, Christine, when that idiot, just because they're lawyers does not automatically mean they're smart. Doesn't even mean they're smart if I like them. I like Cat Lyons. That has nothing to do with being a lawyer. Nothing. I just like her. That kind of shit pisses me off, though. Now I got to go back and rethink. Got to go back and rethink. Okay. So you tell this, okay, you can file a complaint right now. They changed your kid's placement. Here's the regulations they violated. I can never get to what I want to show you guys. So anyway, they can, and that's not your fault. I don't want you guys to stop doing this. They can, they violated evaluation procedures. They didn't give you prior written notice of their proposal to change your kid's placement. They didn't do the reevaluations, so they didn't send you consent. They didn't tell you how they decided in the prior written notice. I mean, there's like 15 laws they broke. You tell Cat Lyons that Tammy said off the top of her head. First of all, let me ask you this, Christine. Did they put any of that in writing, what you just said to me? If they didn't, I want you to send them an email and say, just so I'm clear, my son's placement was changed because according to you guys, when he was in the hospital, he was truant. Is that correct? That's all you have to say. Then they'll start getting antsy. Okay? Yeah. Hi, it's me. Okay. All right, Christine. All right. I'm lucky I have a compass from when Tammy went after my... That's right. I'm getting all right. Okay. Sign me up. Good job. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay, good. Good. Shannon, yes. Okay, good. I got 6 of you. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to figure out how to do this, okay? Because I'm still... If you guys see this computer, you will die. I mean, it's amazing. It's got all the bells and whistles. But I'm still learning that. I'm still putting in my stuff. Hopefully, I just put in the last bit. So what I'm going to do is, and I just postponed 2 of my hearings. So what I can do is I'm going to figure it out this week. By Monday, I'll have a decision on how I'm going to do it. I think I can do Google Space at workplace because I have Google and I can do it. I can do it. But and I'm going to give directions and I'm going to tell you what to do. What Christina just asked me, that's what I want you guys to bring. Okay, that's what I want you to bring to the table. I want you to bring what you want me to work on with you. So if you want to talk about IEPs, and I'm going to set it up so you guys can tell me what you want to work on. Okay. And during that time, in 2 hours, I'm going to try to get as many people in as possible so that I mean, when I say get in, so I can address each one of your problems. Okay. So I will tell you what to do. And we're going to be able, hopefully, all of you will get a link and then we'll be able to screen share. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that stuff too, because it's a pain in the ass. But if you have your IEPs or any paperwork on a PDF in your computer or in your phone, you'll be able to share it with me and we can go right through this. I'm going to get it done. When's school vacation for you people? Because I'm going to have to play around with that. I'll figure out some dates and then I'll put it out there for you guys to join. I'm going to try to do 5 to 10 people. I don't know how this is going to work. Okay. So, okay. All right, Shannon. Okay, good. Shannon, did you answer me? Did you tell me where you were from, girl? More comments. Okay. You go, okay. We end last week of March and the first week of June for me. Okay, good. Yes, but termination letter received today. Says not making progress, but IEP report says he is. Wait a minute. You got a letter today that said he's not making progress? You send a letter. You send an email. Okay, you respond to that letter. Okay. And you say in your letter, this is in response to the letter that I received, da, 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 da. Okay. And in the letter, you tell the goddamn school district that, number one, you never gave them consent to do an evaluation to determine whether the placement needed to be changed. And it's your understanding that placement can only be changed through a reevaluation. You did not do that. Put my kid back. That's what I want you to say. Put my kid back where he belongs. No. In answer to your question, Shannon, no, they can't do none of that. What they have to do is, you see, they have to tell them you want all of the data they collected for the BIP. Okay. Who did the BIP? Some silly ding dong in the school that doesn't have any background in collecting data. Go look at the IEP and look at the BIP and see where it says data collected. Okay. And you tell them you want all of that. You want it all. Bring it to the meeting. We're going to have this meeting in 2 weeks. Okay. FBA is a joke. First of all, good. So what we're going to do is the FBA is a joke. Amanda, you know Shannon? Are you guys from the same state? Because that's just the wackiest. That state is wackier than mine, than Massachusetts. FBA is a joke. Yes. All right. That state's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too. Okay. All right. Zero behaviors and IEP progress. I think I have 30 days and out. 30 days and out. Oh, Shannon, you're in. Oh, okay. Shannon, you're in Florida. Honey, move. I don't know what to tell you. I hate Florida with a passion. I hate Florida. There's so many states I don't like. I hate Florida because they really don't have any programs for these kids at all. They have this stupid thing called, for kids with autism, the McKay program. It's bull. Homeschool. Homeschool is we've been filing against Florida all year, I bet. And you know what? You need to get OSEP involved. You need to tell them. Tammy said she was here and she said it was a hot mess when Ken Keenis was on that. Okay. He was all in. Florida does whatever the hell they want. No, but the only people that should be living in Florida are the elderly and people with no kids who just want to be free, single, and disengaged. Go down to Florida, party all day long, enjoy the heat. Everybody else needs to stay in any other state but that because they have absolutely nothing there. Ron DeSantis is a joke. Okay. Now he's trying to rewrite history and pretend everything was hunky-dory and America was wonderful and the presidents didn't have slaves. Okay. Crazy bastard. It's Dwight. Tell Dwight he knows me. Say Tammy said she knows you. You know Tammy Joya from Massachusetts and Pennsylvania because she knows you. So is on. Okay, this is what you do, Amanda. When you can't get these wombats on the phone, what you do is you send an email to Valerie Williams and Miguel Cardona, and you put Dwight's name in it, and you say, what you have to do is create a paper trail with these people. Create a paper trail. Keep sending him. Say, I keep calling you. You're not picking up the phone. I keep calling you. You're not picking up the phone. Good. Send all of those emails in an email. Write another email with all of those emails in a row. That's what I told you. Keep a thread. Then send that email to Miguel Cardona and Valerie Williams and say, I've been trying to reach this man and he refuses to come to the phone. I know Florida's hard, but now he's afraid to do it. What do I do? Do you want to see how quick you get a response from Dwight? Dwight's over here in D.C. too. He lives in D.C. Chapter 76 schools can kick you out. Oh, no. That's what they're getting in trouble for right now. No, honey, they cannot. You tell there's a whole procedure they have to do. They have to do a termination letter. They have to do the whole process. So what you do is you say to them, so let me get this straight. These are the things you put in. Okay, let me do it this way. Shannon, this is Christine, this is what you say. So you say, in response, this is what you're going to write. In response to your letter dated yada, yada, yada. I need clarification as to the process that you conducted in terminating his placement. Okay? That's what you do. So now you say this. So then you go into it and you say, first, I need a copy of the consent form that I signed that gave the district authorization, consent. They gave consent for the district to conduct an evaluation. Then you say, second, this is for you, Christine. Second, you say, second, I need a copy of the prior written notice of the district's proposal to change his placement. And I need a copy of the school's termination process and procedures and the invitation that was allegedly, and you say procedures pursuant to the state approved private school regulations. That's what you do. That's how you start it. Okay. You want to put a stop to it right now? That's what you do. They can't do none of that. Copy and paste that, honey. Put that in an email tonight while we're talking. Do it right now. Because you're stupid. Okay. We're just going to continue to contact them until somebody responds. You have to do this. Okay. Stop doing it. You have to send it to Miguel Cardona and Valerie. And I know you have these names. Williams. Okay. Miguel Cardona is the Secretary of Education. It's the highest you can go. Okay. And Valerie Williams is the OSEP director. When you send them all of that shit that Dwight didn't do, you will get a phone call right away. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So this is why you have to have a paper trail. Okay. What is this? So go back in and you'll find this, and there'll be a transcript, you know. When you go to my YouTube channel, you guys can actually get a transcript of this whole thing and print it out. Right there. Okay. Everything we're talking about. We the people. That's right, honey. We the people. Finally gets Florida all year. Just keep fighting. Florida is so whack. Like one school special ed director has like 67 school districts. They divided the entire state into like 5 districts. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Contact them some more. Go to the president. There's an email from the White House. That's what you do. Contact me tomorrow. I will give you, if you can't find the White House email, I will. And you're going to throw it in there that you've been contacting Miguel and Valerie. Nobody's contacting you. Yeah. And you send them all that shit. Oh, yeah. The White House. Then the White House will contact Miguel, who will then contact Valerie, who will then contact Dwight. That's how you get it done. You got to know your players, people. You got to know your players. Yeah. They can't do nothing. If they take your kid out of there, they're in big trouble. Okay. So all of that said, so when you file all of that stuff that I just wrote, you guys, in that text, those are violations. Those are violations. All you have to do for that in a complaint is, right, that the parent asserts that the school district never provided her with prior written notice of their proposal to remove my son from his program. Okay. They never provided me any documentation. Okay. If your kid was out of school for more than 10 days, that's another thing. That's a change in placement. So if they were supposed to do something before then. So they had to actually do what's called that. Then you have to ask them that. Third, or is it fourth? The third one you have to say is, please provide me with a copy of the manifestation hearing. Okay, it's a behavior. He's truant. For the truancy allegations, and a copy of the manifestation hearing, a copy of the results, and what the district determined whether the behaviors of not attending school was a manifestation of his disability, and if not, what are the district's intentions? See, that's going to throw, then she's going to know you're talking to somebody, especially after you say, Tammy said hi. Okay. That's what you do. All right. Those are all violations, guys. Anybody that's watching this show can take this and take that, what I just typed for her, and put the words, I filed a PRS complaint in October about them being more than 60 days after. So I filed a complaint against them for more. Yes, there you go. And if you did it in October, what you could do is send that, Bonnie, send that complaint that you just filed to OSEP and say, they're still doing what you said, because that's one of the issues. The complaint, I'm going to show it to you guys right now. PRS, Tammy, PS, Tammy said, oh, exactly. I did not know that IEPs expire. IEP, they expire. Okay. They're supposed to do an annual IEP meeting, every year prior to the expiration of the IEP. So the IEP runs annually, according to the law, runs annually. 300 point, I believe it's 323. The IEP runs from March 6th to March 2024 to March 6th, 2025. Okay. That should be at the top. It runs annually. And if your IEPs don't say that, that's a violation. It has to be, because you're writing annual goals or annual goals and objectives. You can't write a 6-month IEP and expect that the goals are going to be met. They're not gonna. So the kid got to make them in 6 months, not a year. They do that all the time in Massachusetts. It grows up my butt sideways. But anyway, no response to both. I'm telling you right now, they just hired 6. Okay, let's go and look at this, because I need you guys to see this now. Okay, and then you'll understand better, Bonnie. Okay. Okay. So this is the letter. This right here is the letter that OSEP sent to this ding-dong, Russell Johnston, who is the commissioner, that's who he is, of the Department of Education in Massachusetts. He's now the deputy commissioner. He used to be the deputy commissioner and the state special ed director. As a matter of fact, I just realized something. He didn't become the special ed director, that's deputy commissioner, until just recently, when the other guy, Riley, stepped down. But anyway, that's another tale. So we should have known he was going to be the commissioner, because now he's the commissioner. Okay, so let me show you guys something. This letter right here, it says that over the last several months, the United States Department of Education, OSEP, received a number of concerns from stakeholders, agencies, parents, yada, 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 all in Massachusetts. Yes, they did. They heard our big mouths, okay? As we have discussed during our monthly meetings. So while they were in a monthly meeting, we were doing all of this crap, okay? We were letting OSEP know, hey, what are you doing? They're not doing their job, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it says that the DESE has a system of allegedly reasonably designed to monitor its LEAs to ensure compliance of Part B, yada, yada, yada. As required. See, this is the part. Okay, see that law right there? That's the regulation that you're going to use against the state when you file the complaint. You're going to say, pursuant to the idea, the state is supposed to be monitoring the school district, pursuant to 34 CFR 300.600. This is your complaint. You're alleging they're not doing their job, that they're not ensuring compliance of IDEA. With that law, that's what you're saying, okay? So that's the first regulation against them. So then you say, of the regulations implemented, stakeholders raised concerns regarding dispute resolution and monitoring. Yes, we did. There it is right there. Yes, we did. We did all of that. Okay. Child find, evaluations. See, this is all the stuff that the state, that we told OSAP they're not doing. Okay. So here's the private school shit. They got a 42-page report from the Boston Globe regarding the whole private school situation when nobody's monitoring them either. So they had to send a whole bunch of information over to OSAP, and I'm going to show you where it says that, okay? And I'm waiting for that response from OSAP. So here's the part about state complaints. So I just told you the first law you have to put in. It's 34 CFR 300.600. That's the law that says, hey, the state is supposed to be monitoring these wombats to make sure they're implementing IDEA. And you're saying they're not doing their job. And this is why. Now you say that you filed a complaint against the school. And in this, okay, for instance, so the state, here it is right here. So under IDEA, okay, according to IDEA, the state has to do this when they're doing an investigation, okay? So you filed against you're going to say, I filed against you because it's your job to make sure they're doing their job. And they didn't do their job, okay? Okay, I'll send that to you. All right. I got to put this somewhere where you guys can get it. Soon as I post it, I got to turn it into a JPEG file. It's a whole bunch of nonsense. 300, 600 can be filed by single IEP. No, honey, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. 300, 600 is the law that tells the state you have to monitor the districts. Okay. When you file a complaint against the state, your complaint against the state is your complaint against the state is that the state didn't review all of the information that you filed against them, and the state didn't investigate all of the allegations. That's your complaint against the state. And because the state didn't do their job pursuant to 300.600, that they came back and found in favor of the school district. Okay? So when you phrase it, you say you didn't investigate this. And okay, look, this is where it says right here. Provide the public agency with an opportunity. Okay, here's the one that you're going to say. You're going to say in your complaint that the state, in investigating your complaint, okay, did not review all relevant information and make an independent determination as to whether the public agency is violating the requirements of blah, blah, blah. That's at the top of your complaint, okay? And you keep repeating that sentence in every section that the state didn't investigate in your complaint. And you constantly refer to your complaint. Okay. You say on page 6 of my complaint, I asserted that the district did not provide me with prior written notice when they decided they're going to change my kid's placement because they decided that my sick child who was in the hospital was actually truant, as if he was running the streets like a crazy person every day, skipping school. He wasn't skipping school. He was in a hospital. Therefore, he's not truant. Stupid. That's what you say to them. Okay? Is this being sent back to the state? Yeah, you said when you file this complaint against the state, you send it to the state for the state to investigate themselves. Okay? You keep a copy of it. You wait for the local letter that says we want to do. They have to do what you're telling them is that you want them to do an investigation on themselves. I know that sounds stupid, but in the end, you're going to win. Okay. You're going to have to do it several times and create a nice little package that then you're going to send to OSAP and say, look at what these wombats are doing. This is their idea of investigation. Yeah, no. Look, this is going to the state. Yes, you send it back to the state for them to investigate themselves. So first you file a complaint and you send it to the state for the state to investigate the district. Then you get your complaint. It's all wonky. Didn't answer any of the questions. Didn't give you a reason for why they did what they did or didn't do. And didn't review and all of the information, and then didn't write it up to give you conclusions. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to show you how to write this, okay? When you file it against them, it has very little to do with your complaint other than to use your complaint as a point of reference to show what they didn't do. That's what your complaint is. And then your remedy is fix it, sons of bitches. Fix it. I want all of this for a remedy. Now I want it from you guys because you're stupid. And under the federal laws, you can get the state because now the state just denied FAPE. And part of your complaint is for the state to provide you with FAPE. Now, these wombats are being investigated for one of the things because I'm going to show you where they're being investigated. On my first one, I was trying to get the records from what the school sent. What do you mean you're trying to get the... Shannon, again, where are you from? Where are you from? $240. Okay. About the records. If your kid is getting free or reduced lunch or you're low income, you're below the poverty line under the federal regulations. Well, that is better. Yes. Then they can't charge you. Can't charge you. But you're in Florida. I hate that state. Yes, they will do that to you. And I don't want to ask you these questions, okay? Online, I don't want you to say it to me. But you can actually go online and we tried that. They said they don't have a waiver. Who doesn't have Shannon doesn't have a waiver? I don't know what that means. And I don't care if it has nothing to do with the waiver. Did she meet it or not? And how did they determine that, Amanda? You have to ask them. So where's the paperwork? They can't just pull that out of their heinies, okay? They can't just, Florida. They can't just pull it out of their heinies, okay? They have to tell you. They're getting money for that too. That's a grant. So you send a letter to them and you tell them, how did you come to these conclusions? What documentation do you have? And I want a copy of it. And they have to give it to you. Otherwise, and if they don't, you say, and I'm fine with you not giving it to me. Because first of all, in order for her to get a waiver, she had to fill something out. What are they waiving? I asked for the records from the first day because I wanted to see the evidence. Yes, I understand that. I sent them in my free and reduced lunch. And they still say, and I have to, no, you don't. Again, this is a question for the forum. This right here. I will show you how to get around that. You have to bring that forward. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell everybody to bring me questions first. Anybody that's coming, I'm going to say, what do you want me to tell you about? And I will tell you exactly, right down to sending you the paper while we're in the moment, okay? For you to tell them that's a lie. Wait a minute. Okay. We're going to do this now. Okay, wait a minute. Federal grant for free lunch program. National free lunch program. What is this? Regulations. The NSF is a federal and state reimbursement program. Okay, where is it? This one's in. Oh, I know what to do. We'll do Florida. Wait a minute, guys. I'm just looking up this law, okay? What is the federal regulations for free lunch? Income. There it is. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay. grants, income guidelines. Click. What is this? Below, what is this? Below are the department annual adjustments. Okay, so we'll say 2023. Okay, summary, income eligibility. Oh, there we go. There we go. We'll do that. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is not a rule. Regulatory supplemental information. Okay. Background is laws. Definition of income. Okay, so you already met the income. Aha, there it is. Pretty good. Okay, so they have to give it to you. Now, okay, I found it. Oops. Let me do this. I gotta bookmark this puppy. Done. Okay. There's a whole thing on that. Florida's no good because, DeSantis is there. I don't like him. Can you tell? See a little bit. Okay. I will, what is an appropriate remedy when they have ignored 2 complaints? Meanwhile, the appropriate remedy is that they all have to get trained. Okay. When you file a complaint and you want a remedy for them, what you do is you say, number 1, because of the fact that, because they're going to have to hire somebody or get somebody else to do this. They just hired a whole bunch of people. So what you're going to do, Bonnie, is part of your complaint includes training. Okay. And the training includes telling you who got trained, when they got trained, the topic they got trained, all of them good stuff. Meanwhile, it took 300. That's the part that you have to send to OSA. That's what you have to send to OSA. And then because of that, because they didn't do their job, they continued with the denial of FAPE, and now you are seeking. You're seeking the free and appropriate public education from the state. You want them to do it now. And I'll get that law for you. There's a law in IDEA that says if the school district refuses to do it, then the state has to. So we can just say they're refusing to do it. And that's how you get it. Okay. Doing special education is it's a whole different, how can I say this? It's a mindset. Okay. It's like you have to think about, you have to think a different kind of way. Okay. You can't use your average thinking skills that you use, paying bills, going through life. When you're dealing with special education, you're looking for the way in. Okay. How do I get this done? Well, if you can think it, it's real. If you think what they're doing, Bonnie, is not fair and it's wrong, it's not. You know why? That's called common sense. It's common sense. Okay. You can't tell the school, I want my kid to have, a Rolls Royce pick him up, a red carpet put out there, and I want him to have a 1-to-1 aide, and it has to be a famous person. You can't do that. No, can't do none of that crazy shit. But what you can do is say, my kid needs to be picked up, transportation. Okay. Just so you guys know, is considered. I'm drawing blanks. Where do I go to find out if I won my due process case held? You should have got a ruling on it. It comes to you. You contact the stupid hearing officer and you say, hey, when am I getting my findings, my rulings, my decision? When am I getting it? Do I not get a copy? It says right in the reg, you're supposed to get it. You send it to the I hate people. Oh, you guys, I feel so bad. Okay. The person you had a hearing with, that raunchy, no good for nothing thing, that we're supposed to give it to you. Now, every state is different. They have a timeline they have to follow. Okay. So within that timeline, they have to tell you when they're giving it. So this is what you do. You don't know what the timeline is. You send an email to the hearing officer and you say, when am I getting my decision, the written decision, and a copy of the transcripts of the hearing? Say all of that. All of that. When am I getting it? When am I getting my written decision? Because you see, you tell them you never got the written decision. And you only got a certain amount of time to appeal it in federal court. Okay? You only get like 90 days. So you want to make a record of the fact that you never got it. And you CC the head of the whoever your state special ed director, or the person that runs, if you have one, that oversees the hearing officers. Okay? And you CC OSAP. Wendy! I had to put my son in PA Psych Hospital. They only do 1.5 hours of school. I know. He has been there 3 weeks. We live in New Jersey, which is 2 hours a day. I know. What can I do? I have to think about that one. I know there's things you can do, but I also know what they're not doing. What I would do is put it in writing and tell them that you want more hours. He can have more. There's no law that says he can't. He can get tutoring in there all week. So you tell them and you say, I want to increase in his hours at the hospital for his tutoring because you're denying FAPE. That's what you tell them. Because they had to tell you how they came to the conclusion of how they only come up with 1.5 hours. And what your goal is, everybody, your goal is always to get these wombats to put something in writing. And I don't care who it is. You get them to put their decisions in writing, what their little brains are telling them. You make them put it in writing. That's your case. That's your case. Make them put their statements in writing. Don't let the ring out. No calling, no talking on the phone, none of that. Okay. Everything has to be in writing. Everything. That's how you get them. Even OSAP, that's how you get them. When they don't answer you, now you have all these emails. That happened to me. Nobody would answer one question and went on for a year. Really? Went on for a year. You know how many people were involved? Like 10 people. So as soon as Miguel Cardona got into that position, because I was waiting for DeVos to leave, stupid idiot. When she got out, I sent all of the emails, which was one big thread, right to Miguel. And I said, can you help me get an answer to this question? Apparently, nobody over there knows the answer. I got it 2 days later, relatively quickly. They answered quick. They won't get fired by the new guy. So yeah, no related services. Yeah, you tell them they're in violation of the IEP. You just tell them. So now they're going to come back and tell you how they're not. And you say, okay. Now, because you can file a complaint too. You need to come to my show, my thing. Okay. You got to think like a battling for your narcissistic husband. LM, that's my girl. That's what you got to do. You got to think outside of the box 100% of the time. Okay? I don't know what's going on. I'm not put on makeup. My eyes look like a crazy person. But anyway, you gotta always think outside of the box. Okay? Now you can't go too far outside of the box. Don't get like them. Okay? Don't be inventing shit. The laws are your best friend. Look, guys, here's the laws. Okay? You guys got to look at the laws. You got to live the law. Child nutrition. That's not the one I want. Where is it? Son of a bitch. I shut it down. Okay, cancel. So, I'm going to show you guys. This is where everything you guys need is. Okay? It's just, why do I do this? Why can't I don't get it. Oh, I'll put you over here. Okay. You see all of this stuff, guys? This is you. Okay? This is you. This is free appropriate public education, the limitation exception to FAPE for certain ages, FAPE payment and methods. This is what the state does. Again, this is the state. Residential placement, assistive technology. This is where this stuff lives. You guys have to pay attention to this. I'm telling you. Listen, I know this is hard, guys. I know it's hard, but here's the problem. If you don't have any money, you're not going to find a free advocate that's good. I mean, I shouldn't say that because I've done a lot of free stuff, but you got to know what you got to know. You can't, I guess the best thing I'm trying to tell you is you can't trust anybody. Okay. You can't trust people to have your kid's best interest at heart. You can't. Because if you do that, now you're screwed. You just screwed your kid again, and you're, instead of jumping three spaces ahead, you jump 6 spaces back. You can't trust anything those people say. I mean, not one damn word. Don't trust nothing. I say it all the time. If they say it's black, it's actually white. Okay? That's just the way it is. While you're talking, I just cussed out a guy from a college in New York. You know what the fool told me? My client who's autistic can't have an accommodation to have an extended time to complete his assignment. Because according to the dean for this particular section over there at that stupid college, then that would be an unfair advantage for all the people who don't have a disability. Do you understand? I almost went through the Zoom link to choke him out. I couldn't. I said, are you the guy that said that? He didn't know what to do with me because I was chewing him the whole time, chewing him out. Because some stupid teacher, he said, well, we're going to talk to the teacher. I said, listen, no. I don't care nothing about that teacher and what that teacher thinks, okay? Because right now, the teacher's in violation, and I'm filing against the teacher. You understand me? I'm filing against him for violating a kid's right with a disability because of his cockamamie nut stuff that's going on in his head about what he thinks. So what are you saying? You're saying that people with disabilities can't come to this goddamn school. Good. I'll make sure to say that. And then I told him, what I need you to do is go look me up. My name is Tammy Joya. And look up Tammy Joya, Ithaca Voice. And go read that article. It's several pages. Let me know how you turn out, okay? You guys don't get to make up. They make up rules all the time, you guys. And they want you to believe it. If they tell you something, go look it up. That's how I learned. Every time they said something, because when I started doing this, I was afraid. Because, I'd have a degree. And are you going to be up? Yes, honey, every Wednesday. I got a new system. Being a white. I wish you guys could see what I have right now, by the way. I have a curved screen. It's 34 inches long. It's curved. It's unbelievable. Anyway, yes, I am. I didn't know if it was different because, no. Nothing's different. The law, that's why, okay, listen, here's another trick. Only use the federal law. And when they say, well, we don't use the federal law, good. So what you're saying is your regulations are not aligned with the federal requirements. The feds gave you the money, right? Right? I know that. I had to tell that. Look at my guinea pig in the background. Golly. Anyway, yeah, so they can't tell you that. So that's good. So now when you file your complaint, you say that the school district admitted that their regulations and policies and practices are not aligned with the federal requirements. Because guess what? In order to get that money, because they got a grant too. First of all, it's voluntary. They got the grant, okay? And they had to sign the same conditional, they had to sign the same assurances that they are saying that in order to get the money, which was enormous, millions of dollars, that they would comply with all of the IDEA and 504 and any other laws that protect people with disabilities. Because it's not just IDEA. Because if they violate 504 laws, they could also lose the IDEA money. They can't violate no laws and keep money, federal money. They can't. It says it right in their contract. I'm not kidding. Okay. All right. I do not trust the advocates. The OSEP recommended. No. They're making, they're really, my name never came up, huh? It's nice. They are friends with the school district. Crazy cuckoo. Yeah. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yes, they are. I don't like nobody. Yeah, they don't want nobody after talking to me because I'm very aggressive. And I don't care. You have to be aggressive because they're stupid and they think they can do whatever you want. And see, sometimes I just shut, when I'm quiet, now you really have to worry because there's some stuff going on in my head and I'm already writing up the complaint while I'm looking at you because they're stupid. Okay? They're stupid. Just like I wrote that one, I do it all the time because I've been doing it too long. So let me show you guys this. I know. Where is it? Where's this thing? You know what? I'm going to end up having to do a video on this so you guys can see it better. I started one. I started the video. That's not what I wanted. No, that's not what I wanted. I want that letter. Stop. Okay. Where's the letter? No, that's not what I want either. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get that letter up so I can show you. There it is. Some more stuff. Are you guys getting what I'm telling you when I'm telling you the difference? Okay. Here's what I want you to understand. You're not filing the same complaint with a different body of governing body. You're filing a second complaint because the ding-dongs that did the investigation didn't do it right. Okay? That's is a bureau hearing which will cost $100 to contest termination or at least challenge residents' recommendation. Can I file? I'm not understanding. Is a bureau hearing. I just said, honey. Okay, listen. Filing PRS complaints way cheaper than a hearing. First of all, okay, let me tell you about the difference. Okay. I'm going to beat you guys up. Okay, let me tell you the difference between the powers and authority of a hearing officer versus the powers and authority of PRS, or State Complaint Procedures Department. A hearing officer only hears about your kid, okay, and what happened with your kid in the school district and all of that. The hearing officer rules, when they decide the case, they give you a remedy or no remedy. If they give you a remedy, it's only about your kid, okay? I'm a big picture kind of girl. So if I got to file a complaint now, I get mad. So now, because they're stupid, I have to file a complaint and I want to take their money. The PRS, the State Complaint Procedures, gives, and you can see it for yourself in the regulations, 152, I believe it is. They have the power to withhold the money depending on how bad the denial of FAPE is, which is pretty bad straight across the board. They can withhold funds, and that's what you can do, Bonnie. Okay, the next complaint you file, one of your remedies is you want the state to withhold funds from themselves and from the school district. It's in there. And you can get tuition reimbursement. So if your kid is going to a public school and he was supposed to get this, this, and this, and this, and the IEP was never implemented, they need to reimburse you for that tuition. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing right now. School tried to offer $25,000, which is per pupil expenditure. I told her to put it where the sun don't shine. This kid hasn't gotten an education from the school district in 2 years, and you only want to give him 25 grand. And you lost your damn mind. You should have thought about that, because here's the problem for them. My thing is this. Here's the problem for the school district. How are they going to justify getting the $25,000 that they want to give back to us? They already got that money twice, at least, going on 3 years now. Okay? But they told the feds and the state that they spent it not 25 grand on that kid. No, they didn't. They spent a nickel on him, and we can prove it. And as soon as the case is over, I'm sending it right over to OSAP, and I'm going to say, so how did the state explain this case? This kid didn't get shit. Not one thing in his IEP did he ever get. The school district didn't do this, and that's one of my hearings, by the way. I don't care what I said. You don't know who it is, but it's one of my hearings. And it's public. That's what I'm telling you. It's a public hearing. You still don't know who it is, but it's a public hearing. But that's what the school district offered. And I just looked at them like they were cray-cray. I told them, go back. We're done. We're going to hearing because you're stupid. And it's a public hearing. So there. How's that? Let's go to hearing, and you can explain to the hearing officer how you did this and it was okay. Then I'm going to go, because now I found out how to file it in a federal appeal and PACER, and it's real easy. It's not nearly as hard as they want you to think it is. Okay. They want you to think you have to spend millions of dollars, thousands upon thousands of dollars with an attorney to file for a judicial review. No, it's not. You can write an appeal, and you can get a copy of an appeal. You just use somebody else's as your template. That's what the lawyers do. They told me. Lawyers do it all the time. They use somebody else's shit as a template for their hearings. They just tweak it out, and then it's yeah. Meanwhile, they're charging $500 an hour. They're crazy. Okay? They're crazy. So wait. So here. Okay, I showed you that. It's not what I want. Share. I want this. Okay. Now, we're going to do it again. Okay. One of the things you file in your complaint against the state is you cite that the SEA did not review all relevant information, and then you cite where they did. So you bring up your complaint right after you copy and paste this law. Okay. I'm gonna post this out there for you guys to see. 12,000 in Cali. Yeah, don't do it. Do it yourself. Because if you pay $12,000 for an attorney to do an appeal, okay, in federal court, and there's no guarantee you're going to win. You understand? There's no guarantee. The judge is going to review the record, and if the record was screwed up during the hearing, that lawyer is not going to do what they're supposed to do. They just normally don't, because you guys, you have to listen to me. The lawyers get paid whether they win, lose, or it's a draw. They get the same amount of money. So it doesn't matter to them if you lose. It doesn't matter to you if they win. If the school district attorneys, it doesn't matter if they win, lose, or draw. And yours is the same. You're still going to pay them $12,000. Why do that? Do it yourself. I'd bet on you before I bet on an attorney that I don't know. I'd bet on you first. You know, it's just not that hard. It's hard if you've never done it. I'm telling you, I understand your plight. The only way to do it is to do it. It's the only way. I'm going to tell you a little secret. These idiots, these wombats, they're so bad. They do the same thing over and over and over again. I'm telling you. You guys say, oh, I'm a good advocate and everything. You know who taught me how to be a good advocate? Those wombats in Massachusetts. That's why. That's why it's so heartbreaking as a parent. Lawyer says, cost $100,000 to go to hearing. Yes, it does. You know what it doesn't cost to do? Take that hearing shit, go to PRS. And if you stick with me, I'm telling you, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I'm going to show you guys how to do it and beat their butts. And if nothing else, you're going to torture them. And that's all I care about. Make them feel, but the best way to do it is a complaint. Once you get one down, you get one under your belt. You go and you look at it, and you can tweak it out yourself. You say, okay, this was my first one. What did I do wrong? I just did it. It's not that I did it wrong. I just did it with a hearing, for instance. Okay, let me tell you what I did. Okay, keep going in that thing. So, for instance, I filed for a hearing, right? And the hearing officer came back and said that she doesn't, Title I issues are not under her jurisdiction. Okay, good. So I filed an amendment. So then she did the amendment, and then she's talking about, well, this was wrong and that was wrong, and I'm not really sure what you want to do, blah, 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 blah. I said, God, I'm just going to amend the whole damn thing. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many things I could put in there. Now that I know what she wants me to know before the hearing even starts, and I've already written this out, I can go back in and tweak it. That's what you do. You're always tweaking stuff. I'm not 100% right all the time. I'm learning every day. And for me, this is fun. Because I like torturing people. It's really fun. I like it a lot. I tell people all the time, I don't like people. What I don't like is people picking on kids. It's irritating. Why do you work for a school if you don't like children? And it's from where I'm sitting, you can't tell me, teacher, or not the teacher, but the administrators, that you actually like children. You can't tell me that, lawyer for the school district. You can't tell me that you're a hearing officer. You can't tell me you like children when you keep doing this wrong. What is PRS? Problems Resolution System. It's in Massachusetts. Okay. They're the people we use. When we say we're going to file a state complaint, we have to send ours there. Now, here's another thing. Anytime you guys want to know, where do you send your complaints to? I don't care what state it is. Just let me know, and I will give you all that information. I'm going to start fixing my website so that you guys can get a lot of information from there. And then that way, you just go over there and go get it. So when I say go over there and go get it, okay? It'll be sitting there waiting for you. A lot of these documents that I'm showing you right now, like the September 29th letter, hopefully either tomorrow or sometime next week, that September 29th letter will be in there. And hopefully, but maybe by next week, we'll get the letter from OSEP saying, what they did. But everybody knows that's why they do what they do, Christina. Christina, is that $100,000 mark. I know it costs that much. I took if you guys look me up on the it's an article in the Ithaca Voice. And it's Tammy Joya. Okay. So just look up Tammy Joya, Ithaca Voice. I was in the newspaper, and it's all about what I did to those ding dongs in New York. Okay. The parent was helping me. She's the one that built my computer, as a matter of fact. She built my computer. But it's back in the day when she had just started doing this. She's really smart, but she was very timid about this. She didn't know if she was right. And then I got behind her and I was like, you're right. Go get him. And she did. Now she tears him up. The only time she calls me in now is when she wants a pit bull, because she won't do what I do. I don't care. Nothing about those people. And she's pretty bad. So she tells them, don't make me mad. I'm going to call Tammy. So anyway, you can always reframe what you did. You just reframe it in such a way, you add in different laws, because it could be when you filed your complaint, you didn't use the right law. But then again, it really doesn't matter, because the stupid PRS and all these state agencies, they just pretend that that's okay to do. Like in Massachusetts, they were literally setting aside allegations because they said it wasn't in their jurisdiction. Because they're nuts. They're crazy. It's all under your all of our complaints, everything under idea that has to do with your kid, not how they get their money and all of that stuff. But although I think that is too. And I'm going to find out. But it's all in there, aka Mom's Taylor Swift. Special moms. She's my girl though. But you have to know that just because you've been telling, they're like, oh no, you're wrong. Don't listen to them. You're not wrong. You just got to learn how to nail them, and you got to keep doing it. You got to say, no, you're wrong. So when they say you're wrong, you go back and you say, nope, I was right. You're wrong. And you did this on purpose. And we'll teach you another trick. It's called AI, Chat GPT. You have a problem writing stuff down, you just type what you want it to say, and then you do Chat GPT, and it rewrites it all for you. I love it so much. They hate me now. They hated me before. They hate me now. And you put things in it like, make more professional, make more strong, and it does it for you. One day I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay. But tonight, I really wanted to I just want to get past this part. And then next time we'll come back and I'll show you while this part go. You have to know how everything goes together, like I told you with the computer, before you can put it together yourself. Okay. Before you get it in your head. And then I'll be able to show you some more stuff. I got a video. It's almost done. And it's part of this right here. It breaks it down even better. Okay. So when you file your complaint against the state, this is what you put in there. You say, pursuant to, you go up here. Let me do it like this. So you when you first open your complaint against them, when they come back with the findings and their horse poo-poo, okay, you say, pursuant to 34 CFR 300.152, the state complaint procedures must include the following, okay? And then you just cite that right there, okay? And then you go down here and you say, number 4 says that the state must review all relevant information and make an independent determination as to whether the public agency is violating a requirement of Part B of the idea. And you say, the next line after that is, the parent asserts that the state did not review all relevant information. See attached complaint from the parent. On such and such a date, the parent alleged that the district denied FAPE when the district didn't do this, this, and this. And then you say, however, the findings from the state do not include this information at all. They have deliberately omitted it from the findings. You guys see where I'm going? Hi, Meg. So you say they deliberately omitted the allegation that the district we'll just say, didn't implement the IEP. So, and in doing that, therefore, okay, here's the next one. So they didn't review all relevant information, and therefore the written decision did not address all of this. So you say the SEA's written decision did not address each allegation in the complaint, and therefore the findings of fact and conclusions are inaccurate, and they didn't include the reason why the state omitted the fact of the allegation the parent made that the district did not implement the IEP. Do you guys see where I'm going? You see what I did? You understand what I did? You guys got to tell me something. I got to know. Did you follow me with that? So first, I'll do it again. First, you open with this right here. The parent asserts that pursuant to 34 CFR 300.152, and then you say, the state is obligated to complete the investigation within 60 days. There it is right there. Okay, so you did. Okay, good. We'll do it one more time, okay? So that's the other thing about the 60 days. There's the 60 days. After the complaint is filed, and then you say, one of the things that the state has to do is they have to review all relevant information and have to make an independent determination. Okay? Yada, yada, yada. The parent alleges that the district did not do that. And then you say, when you make that statement about the district did not do that, you put in parentheses, see attached. And what you're going to attach is their finding to prove your case, to prove your point. See attached. The parent asserts that the SEA's findings omitted the parent's allegation that the school district did this, this, and this. Okay? Which the parent asserts is a denial of FAPE. Okay? And then the next part you say, and then after you put a period there, and you say, see attached parent's complaint. Then you say, therefore, right down here, you say, therefore, the written decision that the state provided to the parent did not address all allegations in the complaint, and it did not contain findings of fact and conclusions because it did not include all of the parent's allegations. And it did not provide any reasons for why the state omitted that allegation from the findings and from the investigation. That's how you get them on your complaint. You feel me? I can actually copy and paste because the school actually deleted my kid's file. What? I can actually copy and paste because the school actually deleted most of my kid's file. If you can prove that, that's bad. They can't do that. They can't delete your file. I can wait. I told you. It's literally fun. It's like putting a puzzle together. You just got to know where the laws are to back you up. Now, here's the thing. The other thing is, now see, it says here. Okay, wait, let me do this. I don't confuse you guys. When you file against them, whether it's the school district or whether it's the school district, either use their laws, which is 34. There's only 3 for doing an investigation, which is real easy. 34 CFR 300.151, 152, and 153. Okay? It's just 3. So when you're filing against the state, you only have to refer to 3 of them. Okay? What I can do is I can put just the 1-pagers that you guys need, but it's 3 pages. I can put them all on there so you guys can see them. And I can give you directions to the website, okay? Which is really cool. Because if you start using these links and you get into it, I'm telling you, it's going to become clear. You'll understand how all of the moving parts are moving it together. When one goes over here and this keeps moving, that's a violation. When this is moving like this, it's moving kind of quicker now, and it's over there, is because it's a violation. All the parts have to move together, okay? The SEA, the LEA, OSEP. Or actually, it's OSEP, SEA, LEA, and they all move together. When they don't move together, there's a problem. And the problem is usually with the SEA and the LEA not doing their job. And all you have to do is prove that they didn't do their job. So that's how you do that part. Okay, so let me show you what they did in Massachusetts. So the September 29th letter from OSEP regarding state complaints, they literally went after them. Okay, so what they said is, here it is right here. Let's do this. Based on the concerns from stakeholders and OSEP's review of the state submitted dispute resolution data, publicly available state policies, and examples of state complaint decision, they already reviewed this stuff. OSEP is concerned about the decrease in the number of timely state complaint decisions and the increase in pending complaints. In addition, given the significant decrease in the number of decision findings, and based on a review of state complaint decisions with child find specific allegations, OSEP believes additional information is needed to review how child specific allegations are investigated beyond an LEA and report how child specific remedies are determined and implemented. That's what they told the state. That's what we want. Okay. So they said, what they're saying is the math ain't mathin'. So then they said, therefore, OSEP is requesting. Really? Goes good. OSEP is. Why isn't this working for me? I don't understand. I don't know what it's doing now because it's stupid. Select. Okay. I don't know why it's doing. Therefore, OSEP is requesting that DESE, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, because they're fancy dancy, submit the following information within 60 days of the date of this letter. 60 days. They had to send them policies and procedures. This is what they had to send. This is just for state complaint. Listen to what Massachusetts had to send to OSEP because of their shenanigans. They had to send them the state policies and procedures addressing the investigation of state complaints. Policies and procedures, which I just got the draft copy of, and I just chewed them out and sent it back. And I sent it to OSEP because they're stupid. I mean, the state. Any protocols or trainings provided to state investigators regarding the investigation of state complaints. Yeah, they hired 6 people. 6 people, and everybody in PRS is getting trained. And that happened. That was happening before this came out. So I think they had a heads up because they were on a monthly review meeting with OSEP. So they already knew. So they started doing this because one of that came up in a complaint that I filed against the state, and some of this stuff was already answered, but I don't believe them. So it says now they want the current tracking logs for state complaints. So Massachusetts, if OSEP is asking for any of this stuff, guess what, guys? Every single state has to have it. So OSEP is asking Massachusetts to cough up the current tracking logs for the state complaint. Every state complaint that comes in, it comes in with a date, and then when it gets finished, all of that's the tracking log. How are they tracking these complaints? Okay. Random samples of 20 dismissed or withdrawn state complaints from the last 3 years. Dismissed or withdrawn. So dismissed is the state dismissed it. Withdrawn is the parent withdrew the complaint. Because 9 times out of 10, the reason why the parent withdrew the complaint is because the parent made a deal with the school, and that came up as part of mediation. And so they withdrew. Part of mediation was you have to withdraw your complaint. And the parent said, okay, give me this and I'll be happy and blah, blah, blah. And that's why it got withdrawn. What OSEP, let me just see what it says. Policies and procedures related to the resolution of state complaints and evidence of completion, tracking logs of corrective actions required by written decisions on state complaints. Evidence of completion regarding the corrective action. This is what they did. This is what Massachusetts has to cough up to the feds regarding state complaints. It's not your imagination. I thought that was a bug. It was my earring. It's not your imagination. This proves it. This encapsulates everything that we've been complaining about. Okay. Most of it. I see some things missing now that I'm reading it again. Okay. That's just for the state complaint. Well, when I took them to do process, even my lawyer said that this case was abnormal because usually the school gas provided all the data. And in this case, we've had to depend on the data mom has. The data mom has. Well, first of all, in a hearing, you have the right to all of the records. So the lawyer should have done discovery to get all of the records. It's against the law for them to withhold the records. Okay. The violations will never bring back my son's missing services. You got to go in front of Congress and bring their attention to this. I'm not doing none of that. I don't listen. You guys have to understand something, okay? I've been doing this for 30 years, and I'm telling you, the only way that things get done is a big mouth. Going to Congress, those people in Congress, I live an hour away from D.C. There are a bunch of Nimrods over there. You think I call wombats for the people we're dealing with? The people in D.C. are a bunch of idiots. And the people that actually make sense to me, they have very little power and authority. And I mean, they're politicians. The way you make them change is you have a big mouth. Okay, you draw attention to it through your big mouth, protesting, arguing with people, chewing people a new one, building the case. You have to build a case against these people. You will be heard. There's no easy way around it. It's very difficult. It's time consuming. But every time you do something, you took a step closer to stopping it. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you this. Where's the law about the state funding lack of FAPE? I don't understand about money. Where is the law about the state funding lack of FAPE due to their non-compliance? I told you I got to go find that law. I saw it the other day, and I just got to remember where it is. And I think it's under those regulations about 300, 600 and their responsibility. It's one of them laws. And it says that if the state refuses to provide FAPE, that if the district refuses to provide FAPE to your kid, like implement the IEP, then the state can step in. So I'm going to push that envelope a little bit closer. Just if the state didn't do their job, which means they didn't oversee the school right, then now the state's responsible for FAPE. I don't care nothing about. I don't care who pays for it, as long as it gets done. So next Wednesday I'll have that. Okay, Bonnie. Bonnie, I'm gonna put your name here. FAPE by SEA. Okay, provided. All right. I will look that up, and I will, if I check my Facebook, if I find it tomorrow, I'll put it on Facebook. And I'll just put Bonnie. I don't know. Are you following me? Oh, you're on. Do me a favor, Bonnie. Put that question in there, and I'll go in and answer it tomorrow. Look it. I'm doing this for free because I like it. It's fun for me. But you guys would do me a big solid if you just subscribe to my channel. It's free. I know there's a lot of people. I just figured this out today. You know, I know a lot of people say, you know, subscribe. When you subscribe to stuff, you have to pay. I subscribe to a lot of stuff. Let me let you know a little secret. Subscribing on a YouTube channel is free. Subscribe. I have 200 and some odd channels that I subscribe to because I like what they're doing. I like what they say. I watch YouTube more than I watch regular TV, and I'm paying for a lot of that shows. Subscriptions. But I'm telling you right now, it's free. Okay? Hit the notification bell. Subscribe to my channel, and then put in a statement in there about if there's a question you want me to answer, I don't go in often because when I go in, nobody's asking me any questions. When I go in, I answer the question. Sometimes it's way too late. So if you guys are going in and ask, I'll go check them. And I can give you the answer on this video, Bonnie, when it comes up. If I find it before Wednesday, I'll put it there. Okay. But post the question on YouTube under this video, and then I'll answer your question. I'll go find it and I'll put it in there. Okay, Bonnie? That's just, that question is cool. The violations will never be. No, Alma, they won't bring it back. But you know the cool thing about our kids? This is Tiger's Eye. I love this pendant. I made this. And I'm going to be selling jewelry and stuff, so you guys can support me that way since you don't want to do it the other way. I'm good. This brings good luck, and it's a protection stone, and I love it. I just love the feel of them. But anyway, it caught my eye. That's the ADD. But I'm not ADD. I'm getting tired. All you guys have to do is like my YouTube channel. I know you guys are liking my Facebook and all of that stuff. That's wonderful. But there's more videos on YouTube. They stay there. On Facebook, they don't. After a certain amount of time, they take them off. All of these videos will be on my YouTube channel. They stay there forever until I go in and delete them. I'm not deleting nothing. Okay. So go on there, get them, click on them, read them. The more I pull away from hearings and stuff like that and filing complaints, the more time I'll have to go in and really do you guys justice as far as giving you what you need. But and YouTube will pay me. You understand? If you guys subscribe to my channel and stuff, the more people that are subscribing to my channel, the more I can literally get a paycheck. And you guys get all of this stuff for free. And it's a win-win. Just go in and say, subscribe. Ask me your questions. If you don't get it answered here, if I say I'm going to come back to you and I didn't answer your question here, go post your question. You don't have to give me your personals, okay? But like a lot of you guys have asked me stuff, I can go in. I'm not going to remember. I'm old. See the gray hair? I'm an old child, okay? So what you guys got to do is go in and put your questions in the YouTube channel, this video. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll put the links for what you guys want. Like the free lunch thing for the records. Yeah, that's way out of line for the school district to say that. I mean, it's so bad. They can be in serious trouble. You can file a complaint for that too. They get federal funds for free lunch. They can't charge for records. There's a reason why. And if you're in a hearing, it's even worse. So you have a right to your kid's record, and having access to your kid's record to help you make educated decisions on, thank you, Ellen. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I'm glad you are. But just make sure you're hitting those numbers, because I'm climbing. And I have noticed the more I do these videos, the more subscribers I get. So I'm really grateful for that. And I've always known that. It was just hard. I couldn't do it all. I couldn't, do the advocacy and do the videos on a regular basis like now. Plus, my system was shit. Now my system is wonderful. Post your jewelry, please. Oh yeah, see? And I'm making, I'm going to have a different one on. It's, what do you call those stuff? It's my macrame, the beads. It's going to have this is garden quartz. This is obsidian. Yeah, it's obsidian. And this is tiger's eye. And this is hematite inside here. It's hematite. They're all about protection. And I mean, I'm all into that. And that's what I really want to get into too. But I also make tops and I make Afghans. And I'm supposed to be making love you, Joy, please. Oh, yes, I will. I have a website. I created one. I haven't posted anything yet. Again, a lot of stuff. And I have a lot of shit. And I actually have a store. But if you check out my Facebook page, I think I have them on there. One of my sisters got a green blanket on her. Has a big flower on the blanket. I made that. So yeah. But ask ladies on YouTube, share your. Yes, please share by all means. Like, comment, share. I mean, it's going to help me. And because I believe in their safety in numbers. And that's what we need. We need to build our own. I found out some more information today, and it makes sense. The lawyers that represent school district, they have like a little club. In Massachusetts, they have like a little club. They all represent school districts. That's all they do. They're on these boards of these private schools. The shenanigans is real. And we need to be as powerful as they are. And the only way to beat them, we can't beat them on their turf. We have to take it out. We have to do what we have to do to build our case and then take that case to the feds. And I don't mean through court. I mean to put that. Good night, honey. Thank you for coming. But anyway, I still didn't do what I wanted to do. I think I did. I touched base. Okay. But next week, what I want to do is actually write the complaint against the state. Okay. It's going to be me typing. I'm going to have a make-believe complaint. And I'm just going to write up some stuff and say, here's the findings. And then I'm going to file against them. Or I'm going to use the one I already did. I could do that too. But it's really long. But I want to show you how I actually do the thinking behind it. So if you're interested in that, that's what I'll do. Next week, I gave you a background about how to write it. I hope I made it right. And there's other laws that I'm going to throw in there too. So when we do it next week, the whole show is going to be about actually writing the complaint against the state. Now you know how we're going to do it and what laws we're going to use. Okay. We're going to have we're going to have 3 pieces of paper. We're going to have your complaint. We're going to have the findings from the state, and then we're going to write the complaint. All right. That's what we'll do next week. How's that sound? And in the meantime, I'm going to put together, I got to go check out my Google stuff. And as soon as I figure out how I'm going to do this, I'm going to send out a thing. I'm going to try 6 people at once, see how that works. If I can control the room, I'll open it up bigger for people at a time so people can come. Okay. About the getting you guys all the same. So we can work on some IEPs that way. Okay. And complaints that way. Even if you want to ask questions about, like, you can come and just listen too. But if you want to figure out what to do with your complaint, I can tell you what to do while we're sitting there. Okay. And we'll all do it together and we'll all pull up the stuff. All right. So that's what we're going to do. All right. I love you guys so much. And thank you so much for coming. I really enjoyed this. I hope you understood what I was talking about. It's hard. And I know. And I think if I keep saying it, you'll understand it eventually. When we start writing it, I think you'll be able to pull apart some of those pieces. And then you'll see what I was talking about. You'll notice that it's not about your complaint. I need you guys to bring your stuff. I might ask you to post or to show how you wrote your complaint, because I can actually help you tweak your complaint. If you bring your complaint, I can help you tweak it so that I can just put it right out there so you can see what I think you did wrong. You didn't do it wrong. You just didn't know. How about that? That's how we can do it too. I'm not perfect, but I can tell you how I do it. Everything that I'm doing is because this is how I was successful. All right. I don't know how anybody else does it. I only know how Tammy does it. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. I'll see you next week. It came out perfect. I can't believe it. I'll be posting some of my jewelry so you guys can see what it is. I got a lot of it. I was going to pull out my bracelets, but I got a lot of it. And I'll show you guys what I have. And it's really cheap. I don't do anything expensive. This right here is I think these are $8. And then what I do is I provide you guys with all of what the meaning is behind all of it. Okay. So I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Thank you. See you next week. Bye, Felicia's.